All right, we have our game, STMA versus River Lakes. River Lakes will be in black, STMA in their cream-colored jerseys. Well, technical difficulties off the bat. And the Knights gain the zone. Pass across, just missed the mark. Up to the blue line by Vinny. Vinny passes it over. Down low, Knights control the puck to Jackson. Jackson back up top. Rings around to Vinny. Vinny with the puck. Poked off his stick and out. Puck's picked up by, looks like Tucker Johnson. He comes up past the blue line. Gains the red line, dumps it down for a change. River Lakes has the puck. They come through their own zone, chip it off the boards, and they're held up by a few Knights there. Just inside their zone, Knights chip it out, over across, given chase by Chase Olson. River Lakes gains the zone, held up there on the wall. And the Knights get it outside the zone. River Lakes passes it across to the near side boards. Over across the chase, picked up by River Lakes. And a centering pass, broken up. And the Knights send it up the far side board, still held in. Jameson sends it down. It looks like it'll be icing. These cream jerseys, it's tough to tell who's who out on the ice. I see Brooks. Jackson was taking the face-off. He takes the face-off, wins it. Oh, that's Pender. I can tell by how he's motoring already. That's not Jackson. Pender with a head of speed, gains the zone, calling his own number, shoots, and he scores. Goal by Tavin Pender from coast to coast, all by himself. Knights win the face-off over in their own zone. They go D to D. Up the far side board, chipped up ahead. Pender has the puck. He's tied up. Reverses course. Sends it over to LoVoi. LoVoi to Magnuson. Magnuson fires on goal. Tipped out front. And just wide of the net. Pender has the puck. He circles around his own goal. Looking for a pass, centers it to LoVoi. LoVoi shoots, saved by the goalie. Loose puck out in front. River Lakes comes away with it and dumps it down the end. It'll be icing if it makes it, and icing will be the call. In goal we have Bryce Moser, the netminder for the not for the Wild, for the STMA Knights today. On the ice we have Kane, Vinny, Chase. Jamo takes the face-off from Jackson over to Kane, and Kane just rips it top shelf, 2-0 STMA. Great bit of passing. Face-off won by Jamo over to Jackson, Jackson to Kane. River Lakes wins the draw, and they send it deep into the Knight zone. Be chased by Kane. Kane picks up the puck. Along the far side boards, that looks like Chase. Chase can't get a good hand on the puck. Tries to clear the zone. Scrum ensues. Puck comes out of the zone. River Lakes controls it. They try to get it a little deeper. River Lakes is without a stick. And they chip it up the boards to Chase. Chase over to Jamo. Oh, intercepted by River Lakes. Chase still has the puck. He gets over to his D-man, Vinny. Vinny rips a high shot, blocked by the defenseman. Recaromed by Jackson, not on goal. Kane has the puck. And the puck comes out of the zone. Picked up by Kane. Kane with a head of speed. Knights get onside. Kane fires low side, saved by the goalie. Bartholomew and Kane come together, knock each other over. Knights down low, fighting for the puck. Comes free to the near side corner, is going to be picked up by LoVoi. LoVoi circles, drops the ball. Ball fires a shot on net, tipped out front. Ooh, could have been a trip on the goalie, no call. Someone's without a glove out on the ice. That's Ball. He picks up his glove, gives chase, picks up the puck. Over to LoVoi. LoVoi has his own little breakaway. And it's saved by the goalie. Chipped out front to Bartholomew. Bartholomew rips a shot, saved, and a scrum's going to ensue. Talking about each other's mamas. Score is 2-0 STMA. On the ice will be Jackson, Brooks, Tucker. Jamo will be taking the face-off. Ball and Tucker will be on defense. I apologize if the camera's a little more shaky. I'm freehanding it today just because of how low the stands are here, so I'm holding the camera up higher. They're going to send LoVoi to the box. I just caught that at the end here. They sent LoVoi to the box, or two guys to the box, so it'll be 5-on-5. So all that pushing and shoving will land two guys in the box. 5-on-5. Play will resume. Knights win the face-off. Shot on goal by Jamo. Saved by the goalie. Puck comes to the corner. Saved down low. Kennedy has the puck. Tied up out front. Couldn't get a shot off. Jackson fights for the puck in the corner, supported by Brooks. Brooks chips it to the far corner. Ball gives chase. Jameson fills his spot. And the puck comes free. Outside the zone. All the way down to the Knight zone. No icing. Picked up by Tuck. Tuck looks around. River Lakes swings it. Jackson gets the puck. Pushes it forward. Held in the zone. Brooks has it as he streaks forward. Makes one guy miss. Shoots and scores. Goal by Brooks. Kennedy. Knights take a 3-0 lead. Brooks took it darn near coast to coast all by himself, weaving in and out of traffic. On the ice is Bartholomew. Pender's taking the face off. Pulls it back. Magnuson and Vinny give chase. Bryce will just hold on to the puck and we'll have another face off. And the penalties have expired. LoVoi is back on the ice. Chase will come off. Knights win the faceoff. It goes to the deep corner. And it's chipped up ahead. It's a 1-on-0. LoVoi rips a shot. Saved. But the tip in is by That looks like Asher Bartholomew cleans up the mess out front in the goal. It'll be 4-0 STMA. Pender will take the face-off with LoVoi as his right wing, Bartholomew as his left wing. On D, we have Kane and Ball. Kane has the puck, passes over to LoVoi, and the Knights are streaking up to Pender. Pender with a head of steam. Rips his own shot, stick save by the goalie. Picked up by LoVoi down low. LoVoi up high to his defenseman. Kane makes one guy miss, tries to dump it low with a pick. Chased down by Pender. Pender sends it back down low to LoVoi. LoVoi picks it up, makes one guy miss. Centers the Kane. Kane rips a shot off the goalie's mask. LoVoi picks up the puck, skates out of the corner. Skates to the opposite corner, sends it. Nope. Holds on to it. Sends it over to the defenseman. Ball loses an edge. Trickles just past the goalie. Sends it back around. LoVoi cleans up the empty net. Sends the puck in the back of the net. And the Knights are up 5-0.
Good.
Tucker has the puck. He swings it over to Vinny Johnson. Bypasses Brooks. Well, picked up by River Lakes. And intercepted by Chase momentarily. Picked up by Jamo. Jamo gains the blue line. And he's tied up in the corner. Chase comes away with the puck momentarily. Retied up. Puck squirts free. They try to get up to the blue line, held in momentarily, and now it's out. Knights retouch up, gain the puck. Loose puck in the neutral zone. And it squirts free, picked up by Vinny Johnson. Vinny will squirt through neutral, scoots, makes one guy miss, and loses the handle on the puck. Vinny Johnson with a shot on goal, saved by the goalie. Kennedy sends it to the top to Tucker. Tucker dumps it down into the corner. Picked up by Bartholomew. Bartholomew reverses course. Chase. Picked up by Jamo to Vinny. Vinny sends it deep. Picked up by, looks like Brooks Kennedy. Out to the defenseman. Tucker makes one guy miss. Second guy miss. Shoots and scores. Couldn't tell if it was tipped out front, but the initial shot was by Tucker Johnson. Knights are up 6-0 in the first period. On the ice will be Jackson. Draw will be taken by Pender. On the right side is LoVoi, Magnuson, and Ball on defense. Draw won by the Knights. Over to Magnuson, over to Jackson. Jackson sends it deep. Picked up by Magnuson. Magnuson makes one guy this, over to LoVoi. LoVoi tries to center it, no one home. It'll be picked up by Jackson, over to the defenseman. Magnuson shoots on goal, tipped out front wide. Out to the Knights defenseman, they take a shot towards the goal, hit by the defenseman. And it will come out the Knights zone. LoVoi over to Magnuson. Magnuson centers the puck, no one home. They're not going to call icing, could have been touched. And it'll come outside the Knights zone. And that will be icing. You're all. On the ice, we have Kane, Tucker, Chase, Jamo, and Bartholomew. Draw won by River Lakes. They scoot through center. Good stick breaks that up. LoVoi will have the puck. No, that's Kane, sorry. Tied up for a moment. Kane comes free. Looks around. Up the far side boards. And that'll be icing. Sorry, offsides. Freehanding the camera is a lot more difficult than having it on a tripod. Jamo takes the draw, tied up at center ice. They try to get it deep. It's intercepted by Vinny. Vinny over to Magnuson. Magnuson scoots forward, circles back around. Over to Vinny Johnson. Vinny up to the far side to Chase Olsen. And the puck will squirt free into the night zone. Vinny escapes one man, centers it. High to the goal. He'll be gloved, saved, held on. .6-0 Knights in the first period. Knights win the draw over to Tuck. He goes to center ice, rips a shot, saved by the goalie. River Lakes comes away with it as they scoot through neutral ice. Good stick by LoVoi. LoVoi chips it off the boards into the zone. He'll give chase. Picks up his own puck that he dumped in. Scoots to the middle. To the far side boards, to Vinny. Vinny centers to LoVoi. No, couldn't control the puck. Pender takes the puck away from River Lakes. Circles the ice around the Knights' goal, River Lakes' goal. Up to his D-man, that's Tucker. Tucker makes one guy miss. There's a handful of Knights down in front. Tucker still has the puck. Rips a shot, back door. And that'll be another goal. Tavin Pender will score. Knights up 7-0 after one. A minute 16 left in the game. On the ice, we'll have Jackson Linfelser, Jamo playing center with Chase Olsen, Vinny Johnson, and Kane. Knights win the draw. It'll be picked up by Vinny Johnson. Chip it off the boards, try to regain his own puck. Centers it, no one there. Glove save. Nice snapshot by Kane, saved by the goalie. Still on the ice, Jackson Linfelser, Kane, Couet, Jamo, Chase Olsen, and Vinny Johnson. Knights win the draw. Kane rips another shot on goal, right in the goalie's midsection. He'll hold on to the puck. River Lakes wins the draw momentarily. Held together by Jackson. Jackson tries to center on goal. Stick saved by the goalie. River Lakes clears the puck outside the zone. Puck comes free. Kane over to Chase. Just out of his reach. Both men miss. And the puck does finally come out. Picked up by Jamo. Moving. Here comes Kane. Makes one guy miss. Pulls back to his forehand. Just off of his stick. Gives it over to his defenseman Vinny. Vinny over to Jackson. Jackson shoots on goal. Be a pad save by the goalie. Jackson sandwiched up against the boards. Jackson sends it back to his defenseman. That's Kane. Kane over to Vinny. Vinny with a one-timer. Unable to get it off in time. After the first period, it's 7-0 STMA. All right, as we start the second period of play here, on the ice is LoVoi, Jackson, Pender. Looks like Magnuson and Tuck. Up to Pender. Pender holds on. Surveys over to LoVoi. LoVoi gains the zone. Centering pass, no one home. Jackson has the puck in the corner. Surveys. Tries to wrap around. Couldn't complete it. And the puck winds up in the back of the goal. Looks like LoVoi will get credit for that one. Knights up 8-0. On the ice playing center is Ball with Bartholomew and Jamo. Puck drops. Held together at center ice. Bartholomew comes away with it. Pinched up against the far side boards. Ball will have the puck down low. River Lakes comes away with it outside their zone. Loose puck close to the boards here. Bouncing puck in neutral, picked up by Bartholomew. He'll make one guy miss. Over across. Kane centers it back to Bartholomew and just misses, or maybe that was Ball. River Lakes picks up the puck, gets outside their own zone. It'll be picked up by Vinny Johnson. Skates through neutral. Oh, and a collision right at the blue line, breaking up the play. River Lakes comes away with the puck through neutral. Trips over the red line. And it will be picked up by Brooks. Brooks over to Chase. Chase gains the zone. And River Lakes sends it right back out. Magnuson with a head to speed. Guy throws his stick at him. Jackson comes away with the puck, makes one guy miss, shoots, soft shot, just off the mark. River Lakes sends it around to the corner. It's going to be held in by Brooks. Brooks dumps it down to the deep corner. It's going to be chased by Jackson. He looks around, stops, tries to reverse course. He's pinched behind the goal. River Lakes comes away with it. Up the boards, it's going to skip just past Brooks. And it's going to be icing. On the ice, playing right wings, LoVoi. Center will be Ball. Defenseman Tucker and Kane. And Jamo's the other offensive wing. The Knights keep it down deep behind the goal. LoVoi surveys up top to Kane. Kane's shot on goal tipped. wide of the goal. Ball tries to reverse course, picked up by Jamo. Jamo over to Lavoi. Lavoi holds off a River Lakes player, surveys, toe drags, gets past one guy, circles around his goal. Still holding on to the puck, gives it to Tuck. Tuck back down low into Lavoi's skates. Tough to see in the corner, but it looks like River Lakes will come away with it. Up the far side, boys just trying to get it out. Held in momentarily, and they will get it out. It'll be icing. Back on the ice, we have Jackson, Bartholomew, Chase Olson, Brooks Kennedy, and Magnuson. Jackson will take center with Chase Olson to his right, Bartholomew to his left. River Lakes wins the faceoff, throws it back behind their goal. They try to reverse course. It's going to be held in by Brooks. Mad scramble for the puck. Loose puck. Still loose. And it's finally outside the Knights zone. Chase gets dumped at center ice. Picked up by Magnuson. Magnuson up to Brooks. Brooks centers to Jackson. Bobbled at center ice. And Bartholomew comes away with it. He's got Chase on the backside. He tries to get it to him just out of his reach. Chase makes one guy miss. Tries the backhand on net. Just wide. River Lakes sends it to the near side corner. Picked up by Chase. He sends it down to Jackson down low. Jackson sends it over to Bartholomew. Pops his stick. River Lakes will try to clear the puck, and they do get it outside the zone. They chip it up to the far side boards. And Jackson is going to have a breakaway. The goalie comes out of the goal. Jackson shoots and misses. Oh my gosh. What did I just watch? Wide open net. Yeah. Look at everyone just giving Jax a hard time. Rightfully so. Made the goalie miss. He had the time. Could have skated right to center ice. Oh, we got a breakaway going the other way. River Lakes with the breakaway. Shoots high of the goal. Bouncing puck out front. Knights will put it to the near side corner. Mad scramble for the puck. Comes free, ball has it. Reverses course. Chips it off the boards to Lavoi. Lavoi will give chase. And first to the puck, looks like that's Pender. Pender surveys. Centers, broken up by River Lakes. They try to clear, comes to Vinny. Vinny rips a shot wide, but it is a blocker save by the goalie. Pender sends it back around the other way. It's going to be picked up by Ball. Puck just slips off his stick, will come out to the neutral zone. Over to Vinny Johnson. Vinny will send it over to Pender. Pops his stick and will wind up deep into the River Lake zone. Nifty moves by Kane, making everyone miss. And he has his own number. Off the pipe and out. No goal. Picked up by Chase. Makes one guy miss. Tries the center. Tied up out in front is Jackson. Jamo with the puck. On net. Oh, Jackson. 8-0 here in the second period. On the ice will be Tucker Johnson, Chase Olson. Jackson will take the draw. Jamo to his left, Brooks on D. Jackson wins the draw right to Brooks. Brooks shoots just wide of the goal. Be picked up by Jackson. Sends it back around to the near side boards. Will be picked up by Tucker. Jamo gives pursuit. Held in by Chase over in the corner. They will chip it up the boards. Guys got no stick. Kennedy has the puck and it's into the Knights zone. Oh, there will be a penalty coming. And the penalty will be on Tucker Johnson. Tucker Johnson to the box for checking. On the ice will be Ball, Bartholomew, Magnuson, and Kane. Knights win the draw. Comes back to River Lakes. To the blue line, but not out. Bouncing puck in the slot. They shoot and it goes in. 8-1. Knights will be back on 5-on-5. Brooks holds on to the puck, dumps it over to Lavoi. Lavoi gains the blue line. Nifty stick by River Lakes. Wraparound attempt by Bartholomew, and it winds up in the back of the goal. (9-1) STMA over River Lakes here in the second period. Jackson will be center with Chase Olsen to his right. Vinny, that's Pender to his left. Magnuson will pick up the puck inside their own zone over to Tucker Johnson. Back over to Magnuson. Magnuson makes one guy miss. Second guy miss. All the way across to Chase Olsen for a breakaway. Glove saved by the goalie. Nice setup by the Knights. Still on the ice, Tucker Johnson with Magnuson on D. We got Jackson taking the face-off with Pender to his left, Chase Olsen to his right. Winds up in the near corner. River Lake sends it along. Trying to clear the puck outside the zone will be held in by Magnuson, who sends it back around to Chase Olsen in the near side corner. And it's outside the zone. It's going to be picked up by Tucker Johnson. Makes one guy miss, second guy miss. Centers it to Magnuson. Puck dumped back into the Knights zone. It'll be picked up by Magnuson. He centers it over to Jackson. Misplays it. We'll scrum for the puck. And then River Lakes will have a 2-on-1. Centers it, broken up. Chase comes away with the puck. Up to Jackson. Jackson's got a 2-on-1. Shoots, saved by the goalie. Rebound, put in by Chase Olsen. Sorry, Jamo. That's Jamo on that side. It'll be 9-1 STMA. Jameson got the rebound, put it in the back of the net. Ball will take center. Jamo takes the puck away from River Lakes. Fires his own shot just off the goalie. Winds up in the near side corner. LoVoi circles around to Brooks. Brooks tied up near the blue line. Ball will come away from the scrum with the puck. Tied up behind the goal. LoVoi has the puck. Reverses course. Centers it. Oh, great save by the goalie. They'll try to get to the blue line and out. Held in. LoVoi with the puck down low. Centering pass just off the heel of the stick. River Lakes will get it outside the zone. Held up by Jamo. Great defensive play. Knights circle around their own goal. Brooks Tenney has the puck. Kane has the puck as he goes around the far side boards. Skates up through neutral with a full head of steam. Takes it wide to the right. Stops. Throws on the brakes. Ball will be picked up by Ball. Puck will be picked up by Ball. He'll shoot on goal. Tipped wide. And they'll send it out to neutral ice. Picked up by Tucker Johnson. Over to Vinny. Vinny back to Tucker. Tucker off the near side boards to Lavoi. Skates through neutral. Gains center. Rips and scores. Great shot by Lavoi. Knights up 10-1 here in the second period. And it looks like there will be some conversation with the ref and the coach for River Lakes. On the ice right now, Bartholomew as the right wing, Jackson taking center with Pender to his left. On defense will be the Johnson cousins, Vinny and Tucker Johnson. And the refs come back to center ice. Game on. Face-off won by Jackson, controlled by Vinny. Vinny up the far side boards to Pender. Pender makes it past the first defenseman. Stops, circles back around. Centers the puck to Vinny Johnson. Vinny shoots. And it'll wind up in the back of the goal. Tipped in by, I believe that's Pender. That will be Pender, who was sitting at the back post and finished the job. Knights up 11-1. Jackson wins the faceoff momentarily, held back, but River Lakes gains possession, and they shoot and score. 11-2, STMA. Looks like we have Ball will be taking the face-off with Chase to his right, Jamo to his left. River Lakes wins the face-off, just chips it into the Knights zone. Knights come up the ice. Brooks gains the Knights zone over to Chase. Chase gets between the dots, makes one guy miss. Great stick by River Lakes. Held in by Brooks momentarily. And that'll be offsides on the Knights. "18 seconds left in the second period. Draw gets pulled back into the River Lakes zone. They send it back around their own goal. Puck picked up. Oh, as the horn goes, Kane tries to put one on net. After 2, 11-2. All right, as we come to start the third period, on the ice will be Jackson. Taking center will be Asher Bartholomew with LoVoi to his right, Vinny Johnson and Magnuson on D. Dropped, pulled back into the night zone, picked up by Magnuson, over to Vinny. Vinny surveys, back over to Magnuson. Back over to LoVoi. LoVoi looks up, hits Asher in the center. Asher to just out the reach of Jackson. He'll give chase. And that'll go down as icing. And it'll be running clock for the rest of the game here. Knights come away with the puck. LoVoi gets past one guy, makes up the boards. He's got backhands it into the goal. Goal by LoVoi, making it 12-2 STMA. Playing center will be Chase Olsen. Ball to his right, Pender to his left. On D will be Tucker and Brooks Kennedy. And the Knights come away with the puck from the far wall. Ball shoots, saved by the goalie, and he'll hold on to it. River Lakes wins the draw, sends it back behind their own goal. Up to the defenseman Kennedy, held in momentarily. And a bouncing puck. River Lakes sends it into their own zone, into the Knight zone. Bouncing puck will be picked up by Tucker, and he'll be offsides. On the ice, center will be Asher Bartholomew with Jackson to his right and Jamo to his left. Puck squirts into the Knight zone, picked up by Kane, over to the other defenseman Magnuson. Magnuson up to Jackson. Jackson with a shot on goal, saved by the goalie. Jamo will pick up the puck. Good defensive stick by River Lakes as they come away with the puck. And it's poked away, and Kane will have a breakaway. Good defensive back check by River Lakes. As they come up through neutral ice, Kane will pick up the puck again. Makes one guy miss. Stops, reverses course, up to... That's Magnuson with a hard shot just wide of the goal. Up to Kane again on the blue line. Tries to center it across. Intercepted. River Lakes comes away with the puck. And that'll be offsides. On the ice, playing center is Chase Olsen to his left, Pender to his right, Lavoi. On D, Tucker Johnson and Vinny Johnson. Shot on goal. We held on by Easton. We made a goalie change. I didn't notice it. Easton's now in goal. Chase will take the face off. And here comes Pender with a head of steam. Gives it off to LoVoi. LoVoi with the breakaway. Makes one move. Goalie goes down and he puts it in the back of the net. Goal by LoVoi. 13-2 STMA. Chase takes the face off. Blow a tire in our zone. And here comes LoVoi again. LoVoi has a little 2-on-1. Makes one guy miss over to Pender, and Pender will put it in the back of the net. 14-2 STMA over River Lakes. On the ice, we have Asher playing center to his left, Jamo to his right ball, Kane and Brooks on defense. Still running clock, 14-2 STMA. They push it into the night zone. It's going to be picked up by Kane. Kane over the ball. Ball gets through one guy. It's going to be picked up by River Lakes. They send it down. Picked up by Kane again. With a head of speed, makes two guys miss. Threads the needle. Circles around his own goal. Surveying the ice. Over to Brooks. Brooks' shot tipped out front. Stopped in front of the goalie. And they send it back into the night zone. No icing. Here comes Kane again, making two guys miss. Third guy, fourth guy, and shoots just high and wide. Held in by the Knights. Ball will send it down low. That's Asher behind the net. Now Jamo gives chase. River Lakes tries to send it to the blue line to get it out. A great stick by Kane. Tries to center it, hits a skate out front. Brooks with the puck now on his stick. Just keeps it in, sends it deep. High off the glass is going to be knocked down by Kane. Kane sends it back into the zone, no icing. Ball will give chase. Pushes him up against the boards. And Ball looks like he will be going to the box. No penalty. They're just going to call a hand pass. Chase will take the draw with Tucker to his right. And they push it towards the Knights goalie. Picked up by Vinny Johnson. Over the chase. Out of the zone, Jackson will give chase. Jackson knocks it down into the River Lakes bench. That's Magnuson on his own number. Oh, held on by the goalie. Taking exception to jabbing away at the puck. J-Mo over to Kane. Kane shoots a shot, hard shot off the goalie's stick. It's on the back of the net. Asher skates around, tries another wraparound. Asher just wide of the goal. J-Mo gives chase. Held in by Kane momentarily, and they chip it off the boards. Held in by Asher. LoVoi centers it. And it squirts free. Held in by Magnuson to LoVoi. LoVoi comes off the far boards. Makes another guy miss. Back out to Magnuson. Magnuson, almost intercepted there. Kane sends it deep into the corner. He picked up by J-Mo. Reverses course. Chip behind River Lakes goalie. River Lakes comes away with the puck. They skate up through neutral ice. Broken up by LoVoi. And he makes another guy miss. LoVoi up to Kane. Kane over to Magnuson. One timer just wide of the goal. It's going to be picked up by LoVoi. Loses an edge. Held in by Kane. And there's a collision in front of the net. No puck in the back of the net. River Lakes will come away with it. Chase will pick up the puck. Goes around River Lakes goal. Up to the defenseman, Brooks. Brooks holds it in, sends it towards the net. And just trickles wide of the River Lakes goal. Jackson reverses course, goes behind the net. And that'll be it. Knights win 15-2. Knights' next game will become this Thursday or Friday in Fargo.